Brent, good to see you. Today we have 4 reasons your taxes will be higher in retirement. Many people assume their taxes will be lower in retirement, but that is not always the case. In fact, there are 4 good reasons you can count on your taxes being higher in retirement. First, of course, you do not want to compromise your quality of life, so you won't be spending less. In fact, you may be spending more, and you will need the income to support that lifestyle.
Yeah, every new client I meet with, one of the first conversations we have is what's your current expenses, what's your current income? And almost always we end up building in a little bit extra on top of what they're currently spending each month. They've been working hard, saving for 30 and 40 years. The last thing you want to do is retire and do nothing. So with all that free time and energy, especially in the first 10 years of retirement, folks tend to spend a little bit more than they're used to. And that's to finally get to enjoy all the things they wanted to do.
And then next, of course, tax rates are set to increase. Many financial experts believe the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 reduced federal income tax rates to the lowest they may ever be. And those cuts are set to expire at the end of 2025.
Yes. So those tax cuts have been enjoyed by just about every class. It definitely cut things. But with the Trump win, a lot of people are saying, oh, but he'll extend those cuts. Everything's going to be great. We'll keep this historic low tax environment. Well, that's not guaranteed. He still needs congressional approval. And so in my opinion, if not in the next couple of years, eventually they're going to have to raise taxes. So once again, we might get to kick the rock down the road, but there's a big deficit. They got to find a way to fund it.
The third reason, required minimum distributions, or RMDs. Explain how these distributions affect our taxes.
Yeah, so the generation ahead of us, they essentially were told, save in a pre-tax 401k or IRA, save on taxes in the moment. And then when you get to retirement, you'll be in a nice lower tax bracket and you'll save money on it. That's just not the case. For most people, their spending needs actually are keeping them in a very similar bracket. So not only are they spending what they normally were, they are also being told by the government, hey, at a certain age, you have to start taking money out of your IRA. So it's not an if, it's a when that stuff's going to be taxed. So they started out at 70 and a half, and then due to some different legislation, they moved it to 72. Now 73 is kind of the current age for most people we're talking to. Then anybody born 1960 or later, 75 is when they need to start pulling funds out. But that is why an income plan is so important, because we need to determine how much you're going to take out, if that covers your RMD, and if it doesn't, what are we going to do with the remainder of those funds?
And then the last reason, Brent, you touched on this a second ago, the writing is on the wall. Government debt now stands at, hold your breath, $35 trillion. The government has 2 options to make up that deficit: reduce spending or increase revenue, i.e. raise taxes.
Yeah, this is an anxiety-inducing chart.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen this several times and it always spikes my blood pressure. I know the government needs to either spend less or tax more. I know they are terrible at spending less and they're pretty good at taxing more. They find very effective ways to do that. So if we're falling behind at our current tax levels, what do you think is going to happen? The writing is on the wall. They're going to have to find a way to tax more to try to slow down this deficit.
All right. Well, so many good reasons to talk this through. Brent, if somebody wants to talk to you about Roth conversions or other ways to create tax-free income in retirement, how can they get a hold of you?
Sure. 614-430-8383. Becca will get you on the calendar, or go to young-wm.com. We would love to chat.
Great. Brent, thank you.
Thank you.